Chat, we're back. We're back with another Baggy video. My second upload ever. I am recording this the same day I dropped my first video ever. I am fresh off of baby fresh YouTuber here, and I am ready to just dig my little hands in and see what I can cook up for y'all. And today we are doing a Godzilla time-lapse art video. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Baggy time-lapse. Begin. Alright, so here we have my inspiration board. I've collected... fuck me. Again, I forgot to state what I'm even doing. Fuck me. I'm drawing my own personal Godzilla design, specifically. I am going to create my own Godzilla design. Because you could draw a Godzilla picture based off of a design that already exists. Or can spice things up a bit and make your very own Godzilla design. You can do this with all sorts of characters. It's very fun. People should try it more often. Especially characters that have multiple iterations of them. But here we have my inspiration board. We've got Godzilla -1, Legendary's Godzilla, Godzilla GMK, Heisei Godzilla, and Shin Godzilla. These are some of my favorite Godzillas to date. These are what I consider to be some of the best Godzillas. I know I've got like a sneak in here in JMK. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monster, All-Out Attack. That's the movie's name. I love that movie so fucking much. It's so goofy. It's so all over the place. I love it. I love that movie. These are some of my personal favorite Godzilla designs. What I love about them is their beefiness. They are all very strong looking. They've got such muscle, big legs, big fucking long arms, except for Shin Godzilla. Ignore him. And I kind of Heisei, but the rest of them have at least somewhat appropriately sized arms. And what I've done is I'm going to take all of these designs and I'm going to, you'll see here, mash them together and take all my favorite elements from each one and make my own design. Now, first off, we have the length of Shin Godzilla's tail. And what am I doing here exactly? I'm drawing some circles to map out Godzilla's mass, kind of where I'm going to go with like the perspective of the drawing and whatnot. Is this the correct way to do this? Fuck knows. Not me. I don't know. Don't ever quote me on anything or like I'm not a professional. But I'm trying to be. I'm trying to get better. And I'm going to be doing a lot more research on my free days to improve my art style, improve my art in general, and really put in the effort that I had been lacking in the past. But here I'm drawing Godzilla's head, trying to figure out how big I want it to be, how big I want its teeth to be. You can see I put that little flesh-like smile thing. I put that on all my monsters. I just am addicted to it. I think it looks so cool. And first off, we can see I'm definitely going for the head of GMK's Godzilla. I think it's one of the gnarliest heads, next to, like GMK and Legendaries are some of my favorite Godzilla, like, skull designs. I love that grin, and I love that, like, the eyebrows, the aggressive eyebrows, and then, of course, Heisei's cat ears, otter ears, whatever you want to call them. Giving Godzilla ears, I think, is adorable, and it adds a little cuteness to the hulking monster that is Godzilla. Next up, we have defining his muscles and defining his girth, his mass, his raw strength. I use a lot of lines in this drawing to kind of try and give him some depth, give him some, like, curvature, you could say. There's his hand, and now we want to get into what these little squiggly lines are. These little squiggly lines are, if y'all have ever seen Spectacular Spider-Man, when a character's arm is exposed, or legs are exposed, or if they're Spider-Man, and they have a costume, so they're all exposed, where the forearm connects to the upper arm, there's like a little line, like they define how the muscle would connect to the rest of the arm. I love doing that. That's where I got that idea from, and I am obsessed with doing that on any of my designs for characters, comic characters, all sorts of things. Let me know if y'all want me to stop saying fucking and I will start editing the ums out of the video. Just let me know. But for now, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to edit more. I want to try and get these out in reasonable amounts of time. Next up, we've done the spines, dorsal fins, whatever you want to call them. I definitely went for very sharp, jagged design and tried to mix legendary and Heiseis together, which are already pretty similar to each other. I believe the legendary design up there specifically is the one from King of the Monsters. And then we can see the tail is definitely it's all Shin Godzilla on the tail. I love Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla's tail is my absolute favorite. I love how long it is. I think a creature as big as Godzilla should have a very long tail, and I love how it's taller than him in most scenes, how it just like dwarfs over the skyline of the city. It's amazing. Now here I'm drawing the second drawing. I usually like to do at least like a few drawings in my character design sheets, my character sheets. I'm doing a side profile that can be used for the atomic breath. Now here I am drawing the arm and trying to get the perspective right, but I believe I delete that one. Yeah. Never settle, baby. Don't ever settle. If you can do better, at least try. And if it doesn't work, take a break. It's okay to take a break. You are perfectly valid in taking a break. Did I already make the tail on the other one longer? Did I miss that? I might have missed that. If I haven't, that's gonna happen. No, it hasn't happened yet because it's not spinning in on itself. And here I'm drawing all the lines. For the texture of him, I went for like, well, texture, quote unquote. My style of drawing is very cartoonish, very like 2000s cartoon inspired, very like stuff I grew up on. So I've always loved the simplicity of some cartoons. Ignoring the fact that that's usually done not because they want to, but because they need to for budget constraints and time constraints. Same thing for me. I don't want to work on this shit forever. So my art style leans into being pretty simple. But I've used these lines to kind of mirror legendary Godzilla's hide, like how certain areas of him kind of fold in on itself, and it's just like a crocodile almost, just that rough texture. And then down there, I'm trying to draw something, and then I took a break. Again, take a break. It's okay to take a break. Now here we see I am increasing the size of my Godzilla's tail because I wanted it to be longer, like Shin Godzilla's. Next, we have a crouching pose. Now, I saw this pose on Pinterest, and I wanted to use it. Holy shit, it opened my eyes. I hadn't really looked at Godzilla art on Pinterest yet. Holy shit. There's no rule that says you can't have fun with a Godzilla pose, that he always has to be doing generic giant monster poses. This shit was so much fun to draw. Absolutely so much fun. All of this was incredibly fun to draw. I usually enjoy drawing very much. Here I am working on the head, which, again, GMK Godzilla. The defined eyebrows, defined snarl. Talking about finding things to talk about in this video, while also not keeping it so fucking long. Bit of a challenge, but we're gonna make it work. Let me know, actually, if you guys would prefer longer or shorter time-lapse videos. Is this something you want to put on in the background while you're doing something, or is this something you actually want to watch and, listen to? Let me know. I am always open to criticisms, helpful criticisms. Please don't just fucking swear at me don't call me like a donkey or something and then just leave it at that. At least call me a donkey and then tell me what I can do better in the future. I would appreciate that. Here we are getting to the coloring. I just color matched GMK Godzilla, which got me this bluish green. Fuck me. Bluish gray. Yes, I'm doing better on time. Yes. This is wonderful. And I'm also coloring the spines, which I already drew in line art to define where it's going to turn white, because I love Heisei era's Godzilla dorsal fins, how they're black in the center and white on the rims. I've always loved that, and I think that looks very nice, and I like when just the white parts light up. I think it's very cool. Here we can see me adding an atomic effect to the first one, and then I gave up on it. Guys, when you're drawing, sometimes, I know I just said never settle, but also, if your brain's just saying no and you're not really getting anywhere, it's okay to go for a different angle. Or, like, sometimes, like, don't be so harsh on yourself. If there's a lesson I could teach anybody with my limited experience, don't be so hard on yourself when you're drawing, but also don't be too easy on yourself either. Here, we just see me trying the atomic effect multiple times on this drawing, and I end up deciding not to do it at all, and just keep it for the top right drawing as the atomic effect for this Godzilla design. I'm going for a blue because I am the blue glazer of the land. I think blue is the best Godzilla color. Purple is great. They're all good, but I mean, I'm not so sure about green, the new green one. It's alright, but it's no blue or purple. Red is always cool, though. The red spiral as its own thing is very cool. And then you have orange for Meltdown Godzilla. Burning Godzilla. But here we have my take on the Godzilla Atomic Breath. A short beam reminiscent of Shin Godzilla's. For the record, I am no animator. We saw that in my first upload. But, if I could animate it, I would do the same thing Shin Godzilla does for my personal take on Godzilla. Having it start as like a flame that condenses into a beam. And I love how the beam is not visible near his mouth because it's just so fucking hot that it can't see it. I've always loved that touch on Shin Godzilla. I also I light up his claws because I've always wondered why they don't give Godzilla more atomic abilities more often. I loved that about Godzilla Earth, how many different abilities he had. So, again, for the record, if my Godzilla could move and be in a comic... Excuse me. If my Godzilla was in a comic or something, he would have, like, energy claws and, like, Earth's atomic whip, tail whip, and, like, an atomic stomp, or, like, just all sorts of different abilities. Like, he shouldn't be forced to channel his atomic energy just through his mouth or his spines. He could be able to channel it through all sorts of parts of his body. And I also want to point out really quick, I was very proud of this. It's a very easy thing to do. If you ever want, like, a steam, or, when it's a really hot day, and, like, above cars or metal things, you see a little waviness in the air. If you ever want to look that's kind of reminiscent of that, plus, like, steam, just take the color white, use Procreate's water brush, and that's what I did here on the spines. I drew the water over his dorsal fins, and over the beam, and over the claws, and I blurred it to make it look kind of like that effect. It's really easy to do. I like it. I like how it looks. I think it looks good enough. And then we color our bottom right drawing. And yeah, I just keep that one simple. My shading style is very simple, as is most of my art style. Just straight black, makes it look comic booky, makes it pop. It also takes way less time than normal shading. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't have the patience for normal shading some days. So this new shading style I've been using recently, I like it. I like it a lot. We get Gojira, the Japanese characters for Godzilla over there. Put my background in. Baggies Godzilla design. That's it, baby. Sign that bitch. Send her to the bakery. Let me know if I cooked or if this needs to be sent back to the crafting table. I hope you enjoyed this video, and, let me know what else you'd like to see. If you have a fandom that I'm not a part of, that you'd love to see some content of, I will absolutely do research, and I will pick out the main characters, and I might try drawing them. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for a chance for fucking nothing. But yeah, just do those things if you want to support me. As always, I've been Baggy. Thanks a bunch for watching. I love you. And until next time, go Godzilla. I will see you in the next video. Later.